What's going on, everybody? This is the Cesspool Podcast, episode 7. How's it going? This is your host, Chris Esposito, and I'm here with my lovely co-host slash second mic slash special guest, Desiree Hernando.
I cannot be a special guest.
You can be all those three wrapped into one.
But I'm just the co-host.
You're Des. You're just Des.
I'm just Des.
Can we just say that?
Yeah, I'm just Des.
Des?
Des.
That's your stage name?
No, this is not my stage name.
No?
I have no stage name. I don't perform on stage.
You don't want that to be your stage name?
No. I do not.
Okay. What's going on, everybody? I hope you had a very Merry Christmas.
Yes. And for those that are not merry and Christmassy,
I'm sure everyone's
we hope
merry.
you had a good holiday or time off.
Or a Festivus.
Festivus.
Oh, yeah, that's something we could talk about. I heard that someone, you know the Seinfeld episode with the Festivus?
Yes, and the big aluminum foil.
The aluminum pole.
Yeah.
Right. Well, somebody had put that out somewhere in New York, and it was a big sign behind it that said, Merry Festivus, Merry Festivus, Festivus for the rest of us, you know, and there was like junk in there and whatever. And these people were so offended. Oh my God. They're belittling our religious beliefs and this and that by creating their own holidays. It was bullshit.
You know what? I don't really believe that they're belittling anything because they're celebrating it on the 23rd.
Yeah, something like that.
And it's not even close to Christmas Eve. It's not Christmas Day.
Well,
so,
it's close to Christmas Eve. It's the day before
and you know what? If
Christmas
that's the
Eve.
case, then people that celebrate Kwanzaa on the 26th, they're belittling Christmas as well.
Oh, snap,
I don't think so. I don't believe that at all.
You just got served Kwanzaa.
What? No. But that's all we're going to talk about regarding holidays and such like that. Because, New Year's is going to be coming on, Wednesday?
Something like that.
Tuesday's New Year's Eve.
Is it?
Wednesday's the first day of the year. Yeah, we have big plans for New Year's.
Do we?
Yes, we'll discuss it off air.
Okay.
But we have big plans for New Year's.
Oh, I can't wait.
But let's get into the podcast.
I can't wait not to share that information with our growing audience.
We'll tell them.
That'll be our inside joke.
We'll tell them after New Year's what we did.
Yeah.
Okay, but we want to keep it a surprise.
Yes, let's
so you people need to tune in next week to hear what happens.
Ooh, teasers.
Yes.
Ooh,
yes,
I like it. That'll keep them coming. We hope.
Anyway, we do appreciate all the people that listen. Even if they only listen once, we do appreciate them listening.
Right.
And just keep sharing it.
That's
all that you can do.
As long as I'm seeing numbers up there, I'm a happy boy.
Yeah.
I'm a happy podcast boy.
Okay, so what's our first topic?
You drinking strawberry chocolate milk.
Strawberry milk is the best milk in the world.
No.
I used to drink this all the time when I was little.
I just said that because you were just drinking it.
I know, I was drinking it. It's yummy.
I think that's kind of rude to our listeners that you're just drinking liquids.
Well, I think it's rude when you just smoke your cancer sticks.
So you have zero proof of that. You never called me out on that.
Yeah, I did. I said I could hear you blowing into the mic. All right. So our first topic is the big event last night.
No, I wanted to say how much I love my intro song that I wrote and recorded and edited all by my little self.
What?
Well, all right. Well, it's kind of hard to say that I wrote it because I actually didn't write anything down. I just I recorded it. I performed the instruments. And but no, you helped me with the whole fade in and fade out process that works perfectly for the podcast.
Yes, because if I didn't do that, you'd be in there for 3 hours cursing up a storm that you hate your new computer.
Yeah. And it's just a nice little ditty I wrote. I love it. I think it's perfect for the podcast.
It's now our official podcast intro, outro.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. I love it. Because it's not, it's not aggressive, but it's not, too wimpy. I think it's right up there. I think it's right there.
It has enough oomph.
Yeah.
Okay. First topic?
Segues are weird.
No, there wasn't a segue. It was just saying first topic.
Okay.
I was cueing you.
First topic. What did we do last night, Des? Oh, you know what we did. We got an illegal stream video to watch the big fight.
Now, let's talk about the process of getting into this thing, right? So, we had this brilliant idea to go to Applebee's to watch it. We love Applebee's. After 10, they do half price. Oh, love it. Applebee's 7 days a week. Yeah. Fantastic. Let's plug Applebee's. I love Applebee's.
No, because they're not paying us shit.
Okay, whatever. We still love you, Applebee's.
Then yeah, sure.
Anyway, so we were going to go over there at 10 o'clock because that's when the fight was supposed to begin.
Right.
When we got there at like 11:15.
It was packed. There was so many just UFC maniacs there. Yeah. And they've been there since like 7 o'clock. And this is at like an Applebee's on Route 22. Yeah. So go figure. And it was just packed. I went to go put my name on the wait list or whatever. And I actually joked with her. I was like, oh, how long? Like an hour or two? She's like, yeah, probably about an hour and a half. And I was like, wait, really?
Yeah, she said people have been camping out there since 7:30. They weren't leaving.
Right.
The place was packed.
Yeah. There was just people like standing and everything. Yeah. Anyway, so we said, screw it. We left. And I mean, I wanted to watch the fight because, it was the biggest UFC fight of the year.
Oh, my God.
Even though I'm not really big of a UFC fan.
Yeah.
But, I know a lot about this fight and how, big it was and how talked about and reveled it was.
And it led up to all the hype.
Yeah, it did.
Not led up. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. It built up. The hype was...
it met, like, the hype.
It met the expectations.
Yeah.
And it was Chris Weidman versus Anderson Silva, the part 2, the rematch.
Oh, my God.
And it was cool because the first fight, it was almost like a Rocky kind of story because Chris Weidman was like a nobody. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think the story went that, like, the guy who was supposed to fight Silva, he got injured, like, 3 weeks prior to the fight. So they just had to get someone, and they just picked Chris Weidman for some reason, who's from, I thought he was from Jersey, but I think he's from New York, actually.
He's from New York.
Yeah, he's from New York. And they just picked this Chris Weidman character, and just like in a Rocky type way, he just took out Silva, and Silva was opening his big mouth, and Weidman knocked it fucking loose.
Can I just say that karma was a bitch for Silva?
Oh, yes.
Because his last competitor got injured, and then Silva, career ender.
So,
career ender right there.
Last night, it was,
Are we going to tell them what happened?
Yeah,
we do a little spoiler alert?
Yeah, Hey, if you didn't watch it, that's tough business for you.
It was a pay-per-view fight.
That's tough cookies for you,
I
say.
So let's describe what occurred.
So we got our illegal stream through an internet website. I'll just say it.
Don't tell them what website it is.
Why not?
Because that's our personal secret.
That's wiggywiz.com.
Wiggywiz.
If you want to look at, you want to find some pay-per-view events, you don't want to pay for it. It worked out pretty good. We got a decent signal. It wasn't too bad.
And we even got to broadcast it on the TV through the HDMI cable.
That's true.
It was awesome.
That was awesome.
But that break.
You see, you're going way too far ahead here.
But nobody cares about the actual fight. The fight was good, and then everybody cares about what happened. How did the fight end?
Well, what happened was pretty much Anderson Silva threw a kick out at Weidman's feet or legs, and it looks like Weidman just picked up his knee just so, and basically snapped Silva's shin in half.
God, it was gross.
It was it went all flimsy and like, and just wobbly, and it was just, it was gross. It's like, what happened to Joe Theismann when Lawrence Taylor fucking broke his leg, and what happened with that Louisville kid in the March Madness games last year. It was just gross. It was just all floppy, like, ugh.
The same thing that happened to Derek Jeter when he broke his ankle.
Yeah, that was pretty
I've
bad
seen a
too.
lot of breaks with you in professional sports. I think you're a bad omen for sports.
Well, hey, it happens. It has nothing to do with me.
I think in every single sport that we've watched, we've seen somebody break their leg.
I love that cringe stuff. It's so good. But regardless, it was a great fight. Look at that. We're almost 10 minutes in, and we only talked about one topic so far. So, and what are we going to get into? I guess we'll stay on sports. Let's just stay on sports real quick. And today is Big Sunday.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday is the fun day for NFL football. And only really thing I got to throw out there is I'm a Colts fan. Huge Colts fan. Big time. And I believe the Colts, if they win and New England and Cincinnati loses, Colts get a first-round bye, which would be fantastic because they get a week off, they get to chill out, and they come back fresh for their playoff game. And then I think Denver has to win and New England has to lose for Denver to get home field throughout the playoffs. So that would be good for them. If they just stayed home throughout the playoffs, that'd be big time. And Giants suck and Jets suck, and that's about that.
Yeah.
Try to stay with the local teams. All right. What's next?
We have a whole bunch of topics to discuss.
All right. Let's get down to let's get to your subjects.
All right.
I feel like I've been rambling on. I'm a rambling fool, as they say.
I kind of have two topics I really want to talk about, but I don't know which one I want to choose. So I'm just going to do it with Olympus Has Fallen.
Okay. We watched the movie last night.
I watched it on Friday while you were at work because I was off all week.
Uh-huh.
And oh my God, I thought we lost signal for a second.
No, we're good.
And I was like, okay, whatever, I'll put it on because, I don't think you're ever going to watch this movie. I started watching it, and I was so into it.
So enthralled.
I was, because I was just like, all right, whatever, Gerard Butler, Morgan Freeman. I was like, all right, whatever.
Don't you have a little interesting fact about Gerard Butler?
What I've heard, I think it was when he was doing like an interview after he did Phantom of the Opera, was that he talks at one side of his mouth.
Yes.
And I think it was because when he was little, the story that I remember is something happened to his ear and he lost hearing one of his ears. So he talks out of the side of his mouth so that he can hear himself.
Interesting.
And I just thought that was kind of cute and sexy and all that noise.
And the movie?
But back to the movie, as I was trying to get to, it talks about how the White House is actually attacked by terrorists. But it's not like the terrorists when we think terrorists. It's about like the Koreans. And I didn't realize how big of a threat Korea really is. Like, they're coming up on this. And I don't know what that signal was that you just did to the mic.
Just get a little closer to the mic.
Oh. So, it was crazy to think that, oh my God, the White House could be attacked.
So wait, when you think of terrorists, you just automatically think of Al-Qaeda?
I think of like the 9/11 terrorists.
I mean, terrorists are terrorists.
I know, but
terrorists is the general term for just asshole
I know,
guys
but
who
like
want to fuck up
that's
our
what
shit.
that's what I made a connection to because we don't hear about the Koreans doing anything to us or the Russians. Like the Russians were like back in like the 50s and all that, and then it went over to
War.
Then it went over to like the Vietnamese and the
Vietnamese
during the Vietnam War. It made sense.
Vietnamese.
I said it right. I don't want to hear it. Anyway, so just like to think the Koreans attacked, it was just crazy, and like it kind of like freaked me out a little bit. Oh no,
North Koreans scare the shit out of me. Kim Jong-un, I don't trust that guy as far as I can throw him. Daz.
You can throw him pretty far. You're kind of a big guy. He's kind of like a little guy.
Yeah.
Not gonna be racist or anything like that, but he's a little guy.
Yeah, I was a little racist.
But just like I watched half of the movie and then I had to leave to go to the gym, and I was like, I was torn between working out and watching a movie. But I was so proud of myself for going to the gym.
Nice.
Then when I came back, all I wanted to do was watch the rest of the movie, but then you were home, so I couldn't watch it.
And then you talked me into watching it, and I actually really did enjoy it.
Yeah, you got it confused with the one that had Channing Tatum in it.
Well, yeah, Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx as the president, and he's a badass president.
I wouldn't have watched that crap.
Ugh.
But it was a really good movie, and I think everybody should watch it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not going to say what happens in the movie, just like the premise of it.
It had some like typical moments, but the story was good enough to overcome those things, you know?
You're very critical when it comes to movies.
Yeah, I'm a snob. Yeah. I'm a bit of a snoob.
But that's all I want to talk about was I think it's a really good movie and I think everybody should watch it.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's crazy because they said supposedly in the movie, this is the first time that, not the first time, but the second time that a foreign entity has occupied the royal capital. Yeah. Not the royal capital, the U.S. capital.
Right.
It wasn't since the War of 1812 that the British burned down the White House.
The British are coming. The British are coming.
No, that was during the Revolutionary War. It was like 50 years before. And it's just like to think that somebody, I don't think this could ever happen.
No,
just
it could
for the
never
fact
happen.
that they were able to like pick all the
plane would
points.
never get that close to the White House.
We don't want to tell them what happened.
Well.
But just like the fact that all these things they said could happen, that shows how much precaution they have.
Right.
They know all the weak points. They know how to keep it safe.
Yeah.
So it was a really good movie, and I think everybody should watch it.
It was a hell of a watch. A feast for the eyes, as I like to say. A feast for the eyes.
I'm talking about a feast for the eyes. My other topic I wanted to discuss.
Barbie.
Which really annoys me. Okay? This whole BS about plus-size Barbie. Look, you're about to smoke your cigarette. Called you out on it. Mm-hmm. This whole BS about making a plus-size Barbie. You know what? I get it that Barbie's, you know, this figure. We don't want to teach girls that they need to be perfect in this and that. But, you know, it's a doll. Whatever. This whole thing about the plus-size Barbie. They could make a Barbie that's a little thicker, that doesn't have, like, a 2-inch waist. But the picture that they're presuming for the Barbie, this bitch is not plus size. She is obese.
Obvious.
No, she's obese. She got, like, a triple chin.
Yeah.
She got, like, some thick-ass thighs, some big-ass calves, these tiny little ankles, these tiny little feet. That's BS.
Does she have plastic cankles?
Yeah, she has these tiny little ankles. It's unrealistic.
Really?
I think it's that she could wear the same shoes as Barbie. But whatever. It annoys me. Because you can make a Barbie that's a little fuller figured. That doesn't look like a freaking... This Barbie looks like a whale.
Like Sally Struthers?
Yes. I don't know who that is. But I feel like she's a fat chick.
Yeah.
And, you know, growing up, I was always on the thicker side. And I'm okay with that. I embraced myself. That's who I am. I'm big boned and all that. But I never... If I saw a doll like that, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm beautiful because this Barbie's fat. No. I would be like, this Barbie's a fucking pig. Go to the gym. Go work out the double chin. Stop eating those cupcakes and go have a carrot.
Wow. You got women to just hate you, I swear, on this podcast.
I know, but we're going to hate me because I say what we don't want to say.
You speak your mind, though. I like that.
No, I really think if they're going to make a plus-size Barbie, make her a little thicker, but not, like, so extreme. You hold this Barbie next to the Barbie that we think of.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you know, you could see a dramatic difference.
But I think they're supposed to make a dramatic difference.
I know, but you can make her, look like a mom, not look like this beached whale. It's just, this Barbie's... I would never buy this Barbie for my daughter ever.
I happen to disagree with you. I think that's actually kind of good. That image, you know, that, you know, Barbie's perfect and thin and with great boobs, you know, and then I think they should have the opposite. They should have the thicker Barbie because there are little chunky girls out there.
I get that, the thicker Barbie. That I completely get. But not the Barbie that they're making it out to be. This Barbie's fat. She's not thick. She's fat.
Oh, well, there's fat girls out there.
You know why there's fat girls out there? I'll tell you why.
Maybe they look at these little, you know, skinny Barbies and they start to cry.
No, they don't start to cry. If you are a good parent, you teach your kid how their body image should be. You don't feed them McDonald's for breakfast. When you bring them into daycare, you don't give them those little wraps that a grown man shouldn't be eating. You give the kids apples or oranges. You don't give them French fries.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't give them burgers for dinner. You make them a meal.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason why they're making these fat Barbies is because parents are lazy and they're not raising their kids to have good self-esteem.
Yeah.
Okay, I have chubby kids in my class, and I have these kids I know are going to grow up to be beauty queens. And I don't tell them, oh, you're chubby. I tell them, you know what? You're beautiful no matter what you look like.
No matter what you look like.
Exactly. Why are you... this stupid BS about this plus size Barbie. No, make a thicker, more realistic looking Barbie. Don't make a plus size Barbie. Kids aren't born plus size; they're made into that. Okay, I was an athlete my entire life. I was always big, but I was fit.
Right.
There was all these skinny little bitches all around, running around, doing their gymnastics. I always had big legs, big arms, a big belly. But you know what? I was always working out. I was always doing stuff.
They needed you
at the bottom. I was a plus-size kid.
They needed you at the bottom of the pyramid, right?
You know, screw you. I was always in the middle. I don't want to hear it. When I was a cheerleader, I was always in the middle of the pyramid because I was tall. So, you know what? You shut your face.
All right, I'll shut my face.
But we are getting really into the podcast. I don't want to rant anymore about this. Okay. But I think that was a good subject to talk. Yes, they should change the image of Barbie, but not to this extreme. Okay, women that are this big, they either have a glandular problem or they're lazy bitches. That's what I got to say about that.
Okay, that's good.
Now you can talk about the topic.
Well, regarding like diets and eating and obesity or whatever, I am on the verge of changing my diet.
Oh God!
If I'm sure everybody can't wait to hear about this, but I'm trying to give up bread. I'm trying to throw it away. No more bread.
That means no more pancakes.
No.
Yeah. Oh, you people should all see his face. He's like the world just ending. He's like, no.
No, I'm talking about bread. Like, loaves of bread. Because I eat sandwiches like it's going out of style, and sandwiches will never go out of style.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry about
So
that.
what are you doing now?
But no, I'm trying to just focus on tortilla wraps, because you can put just as much lunch meat in a tortilla wrap as in a sandwich, and it's still as delicious. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And if anyone has any diet tips for me, because I'm trying to lose a couple, please feel free to send me a nice clear message on.
Yeah, they haven't made a plus size Ken yet. Now have they? No, because we care about what the women look like. We'll give a crap about the fat ass boys. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
All right.
You know what I think? I'm gonna just throw this out there. I think I'm complete opposite of what I should be. I'm, a tall, chubby girl. I should be loving this whole let us look the way we look. I think there's secretly a different person inside me. That's not what I look like.
Okay.
But I know that made no sense, but I just want to throw that out there.
All right. What's next?
Don't be a jerk.
What's next?
All right. We have Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks. I've been watching this on Netflix, and we're kind of staying on topic because there's freaky fat people in that show too.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there's the two guys.
There's a big guy
who's Billy Bob. Yeah, who's really thin now. And he's not getting any more roles.
Varsity Blues.
Yeah, he's not getting any more.
He lost a lot of weight. Yeah. That's why he lost 400 pounds.
Yeah.
And he actually shrunk 2 inches because of the fat in his feet.
Really?
He lost the fat in his feet.
Wow.
And he shrunk 2 inches.
I didn't think that was. Okay.
Yeah, I remember reading it in YM back in the day.
But anyway, Freaks and Geeks is a great show. It's like.
Ow.
It's like. Did you hit your mouth again?
Yes.
That's fantastic. Oh, man.
Go on. That hurt.
Anyway, speaking of laughs. That's good. Yeah, I've been watching Freaks and Geeks. I'm sorry, but it's funny because it happened 2 podcasts ago, right?
Yeah.
Where you could just hear the thunk, and you're like, "Ow!" That's fantastic, and that's all improv too.
I love Freaks and Geeks because it has all these comedic guys that we didn't realize. Yeah, they were always in these movies together, but then we never realized where they started from.
Right, the actors of today, James Franco's in it, Seth Rogen's in it, Jason Segel's in it, and this is back in '99. They were young as hell, and they were doing this high school show. And Judd Apatow actually is one of the creators of the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's just cool. It's a really good show because it does tackle these high school things that go on in high school in a different kind of light, a more realistic light, kind of, and just I don't know, it's just an interesting writing process that's going on there, and I'm very looking forward to watching Undeclared, which is they go into college or something. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a sequel to that, which I haven't seen yet.
It's their spinoff.
It's a spinoff, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. But, it's just cool to see those guys, back in the dizzle. Ugh.
Looking all young.
Yeah.
They're so young.
And like, takes place in, like, the 80s.
It takes place in, I think, like,
1980, something like that. It's a good show, though. I liked it. What else? Also, I watched on Netflix. I highly recommend.
Don't watch this.
I don't want to
Don't watch it.
I don't want to oversell it, but this guy is a freaking genius.
It's an hour of your life wasted.
I completely disagree. I don't see how you can't see the talent in this guy.
He's talented. No, he's talented. He's just not funny.
Let's say his name. Bo Burnham.
He's not funny.
Bo Burnham's got the new special on Netflix called What? It's fantastic.
Don't waste your time.
This guy he's just a wordsmith, and he's just a great creator of just that one-man stage thing. And I don't want to oversell, but it was fantastic. And I think
everybody should form their own opinion about it. I personally didn't like it. You loved it.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of things that he does that I'm just like, that takes a lot of talent to do.
Yeah, this guy is unbelievably talented. And the thought that goes into the show and the timing of it all is just, you just don't see stuff like that anymore. And this guy, and he's only like 20 years old, or 22, something like that. Mad young, and he's just
mad young.
He's just incredibly talented.
95 called. They want their words back.
All right, they can have them. After I'm done using them.
All right, we have time for one more topic.
All right, let's
talk
pick it out of the hat.
About your space communities.
Yeah, I don't really feel like talking about it. I'll just bring it up, even though it's kind of dumb. But people are so focused on living on Mars that I have nowhere to go with this. They're so focused about living on Mars, but why not build these like aircraft carrier communities in space? Just these huge space stations that people could just live on, and then they'll do a little bubble over the top.
You want me to tell you why?
Why?
Because number one, there's no gravity to keep it from floating away into space.
We make it's all controlled. We have satellites that do that. We just use that same technology for satellites.
We stay close to the planet's orbit.
Yeah.
Which, have you ever heard of satellites falling to the Earth? Sure. Yes. Do you imagine a space station?
There will be a million emergency things where that would never happen.
It won't work.
Okay.
That's why people are going to planets. They're not creating a space station.
But I think that's going to be in the future. We'll never see it. But I think space station communities and towns and cities
on planets, not on stations.
No, it's just floating around in space. I think that's what it's going to be like in maybe 200 years from now.
I don't think so.
I think it'll be fun. And, we're getting towards the end there.
Yep.
I just wanted to throw that little ditty out there.
You had one more topic, which I kind of didn't want to talk about, but since we have extra time.
What is it?
The whole Colombian donkey thing.
Yes. It's very interesting. I'll just, real quick. It's, if you type in Vice on YouTube.
Vice?
Yeah,
VICE?
VICE. These guys who do like 15-minute documentaries, great documentaries. And they do this one about Colombia and how it's traditional for a male to have sex with donkeys. And they kind of just do it everywhere. And these guys are just having sex with donkeys. And these guys sometimes start as little as like 12, 13 years old, maybe even younger than that. But it's pretty weird, and it's kind of normal to them. And like that's how they practice sex. It's like that's how they practice sex and stuff.
I thought you said that's how they make their manhood bigger.
Yeah, that's the other theory, but it's just basically reasons for just having sex with donkeys. I think that's just weird. Come up with stuff. And I don't know, they were talking about it on Opie and Anthony. I figure I could steal one of their bits.
Love Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, they are great.
All right, I think we're at the end of our podcast.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
I thought it went well.
It was all right.
It was a rambling.
So we just want to wish everybody, a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes. Tune in next week and we'll talk about our New Year's and how much fun we had.
Yeah.
Because I'm anticipating we're going to have so much fun.
And now the music starts and it's going to go, it's going to fade up and then we're going to be gone. So goodbye, everybody.
Bye, friends.
And we're taking a week off next week. Finally, we get our week off.
Wait, are we?
Yeah, we're doing 3 podcasts, a break. 3 podcasts, a break. This is the 3rd podcast of the 2nd set, so we're taking a break.
All right.
All right. Now the music will start up, and we're gonna cut off. So say bye, Des.
Bye, friends.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.